Okay, I'm kind of using a time machine these days and going back to whiskeys that I have had in the past and tried and made videos about. And curiosity is getting the best of me and making me go back and trying some of the whiskeys from earlier on in my whiskey journey, which has progressed quite a bit since I have had these whiskeys for the first time. This one is the Smokehead. I had this for the first time in February of 2016. So we're talking 5.5 years ago. There have been a lot of whiskeys that have gone down the hatch since then. So I like to think that I have a lot more experience than I had when I first tried this. I remember that this was kind of weak in comparison to the Lafroig Triple Wood that I had on my bar at the same time. This is bottled at 43% alcohol by volume, and it still has a metal tube, and it still has a skull on it, but they have changed the tube a little bit. It's a lot more, I guess, fancy than it was then. So this is the Smokehead non-distillery non-distillery statement Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. Distilled and bottled in Scotland, Ian MacLeod Distillers Limited. But Ian MacLeod, who's Ian MacLeod? I don't know. It's an independent bottler, I guess. And they call themselves distillers. Here's our Smokehead. Bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. And there's even tasting notes. Tasting notes? Peat, intensity, spice, and sweetness. That's all it says. It's your tasting notes. There's nothing in here except this protective paper sheath. Well, it's been a while since I've had you Smokehead, so it's going to be an interesting little detour. Interesting little detour. Oh, nice pop on that cork, too. All right. The other thing I might mention that this is the perfect time of year to be opening such a bottle because it's getting rainy and blustery and yucky out there, and it's the fall. It's getting cold and wet and rainy. And that's the perfect condition under which to have some peated whiskey. So I find myself reaching for the peated stuff more often, like the Lafroigs and the Port Escagues and the Ardbegs. I've been going through some of those lately. And there's even a Lagavulin 12 that I might take a nip out of sometime soon. Well, I'm getting some creosote. Some sweetness. Something that reminds me of Emmentaler cheese. Not in a bad way. But I get that Emmentaler cheese note. 43% alcohol by volume, so I don't think it's going to be overly strong. We got sheeting action on the, we got some trails of droplets coming down, and that's about it. No legs to speak of. But I'm really good at washing glasses, so yeah. Yeah, I'm getting some peat, but it's not heavily peated. A little bit of a coffee espresso note. Coffee espresso, some creosote. Yeah, quite a bit of coffee bean there. And just a hint of citrus. I usually get citrus with my peat, but this is a bit of an orange or grapefruit citrus. It's not, oh, lime too. There's some lime, but I'm not getting the lemon. I'm getting the lime and orange citrus. Interesting. Bit of sweetness. I'm guessing ex-bourbon on the wood. I don't think any sherry was used in the maturation or finishing of this whiskey. Yeah. I'd say it's lightly medium peated. It's maybe 25, 30 ppm. It's not heavily peated. I'd say it's medium. It's moderate. It's not light like a Highland Park 12 or like a, but it's not heavy like a Lefroy Carchus either. It's not heavy like a Port Charlotte 10. Yeah, bit of lime, bit of orange. Bit of peat, smoke, bit of creosote. Not so much now. The smokiness has gone towards sweetness. It's gone from smoky to sweet. But that could also be because I'm more acclimatized to it than I was when I took my first sniff. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit from the 40 Creek Double Barrel Reserve that I had before. Espresso note again. Mm. Okay. I'm not getting any citrus on the palate. It comes along with a slightly alkaline mouthfeel, a little bit slippery. And then, after I swallow, I get a lot of coffee and sweetness, like sweetened coffee. I'm going to have to do that again. Okay, I'm not getting so much on the nose now that I've had a swallow. Getting a bit of lime sweetness, a little coffee. Alkaline mouthfeel. with lime and orange on the palate. It transitions to espresso coffee, lime, something between creosote and road tar, but it reminds me more of espresso coffee, black espresso coffee. I have had much heavier peated whiskey than this. This is not unpleasant. It's a good starter before moving on to heavier examples. It's quite pleasant. Not too heavy. It's earthy. Yeah, it's earthy like dirt. That's what it is. Dirt. Dirt with a bit of creosote and espresso coffee. Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. Slanchua.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.